Tabitha Jones of Boyd Chevy Honda, South Hill.
Hi, I'm Tony Moore with Boyd Honda Chevrolet of South Hill, Virginia.
Get your game plan to get the lowest price around.
We've got the largest line of fuel-efficient vehicles in the area. I'm Tony Moore with Boyd Honda Chevrolet of South Hill, Virginia, and I am passing the savings on.
I'm Tabitha of Boyd Honda Chevy in South Hill, and I'm passing the savings on to you.
Boyd Chevrolet Honda of South Hill is proud to bring you Dragon Sports, a weekly recap of the defending Southside District champion Parkview Dragons, exclusively on SouthHillEnterprise.com.
Parkview Dragons traveled to Lawrenceville on Friday night to take on the Brunswick Bulldogs for homecoming and suffered a 42-26 loss. Parkview received the kickoff, couldn't advance the ball, and eventually punted. But their defense was magnificent in open minutes against Brunswick, causing a fumble and eventually leading to a Gio Fagan's touchdown. The Jacob Newton extra point try hit the upright, and the score was at 6-0. When Brunswick got the ball back, they immediately started moving it down the field. A timeout was called for a little discussion. Parkview would cause a fumble on the next series. The Dragons got bogged down, though, and eventually would have to punt. But the punt was mishandled by Brunswick and led to a Parkview recovery, which put them in perfect field position. A few plays later, Brent Clybourne and Matt Brown hooked up on a 45-yard TD pass. The Jacob Newton extra point was good, and Parkview was up 13-0, and the cheerleaders were excited. Brunswick continued to play consistent football, though, and it paid off when Darren Owens and Quantrell Hardy hooked up on a 10-yard pass TD. The Owens two-point run was good, and the score was 13-8 Parkview. On Brunswick's next possession, they continued to advance the ball down the field, and it wasn't long before Jackal Williams took in a 2-yard run TD. The Brunswick High School marching band provided some great halftime entertainment before Jamara Baskerville was crowned homecoming queen. The offensive assault continued in the third quarter when Williams took a ball 23 yards on the ground for the TD. The Tyler two-point conversion was good, and Brunswick was up 22-13, and the Bulldogs cheerleaders said, "I'll turn." Brunswick followed with an Owens to Jonte Smith 24-yard pass TD for a 28-13 lead. Parkview responded with a 12-yard TD run by Nigel Stanley to make the score 28-19. Brunswick responded with a Latrell Wallace-Williams 14-yard TD run. Parkview answered with a Clybourne to Fagan's 19-yard TD pass, and the Newton extra point was good, and the score was 34-26. But Brunswick would have no part of their homecoming being ruined, and Jamari Stiff would take it 45 yards on the TD. Williams would have the two-point conversion good, and a 42-26 victory would be the. With the loss, Parkview Dragons now have a 7-2 record overall and a 2-1 record in the district. Coach Allison spoke with his team after the game.
And there were glimpses of how good you can be. I'm going to get my hats off to Brunswick, because at the line of scrimmage, they physically whooped us tonight. But I know this: when y'all trust each other, when y'all trust the scheme, you guys can make amazing things happen.
Dennis Smith with the coaches.
Team's effort tonight. Heck of a game. I think it's one of those games where the competition we played against and the way we've been coming along slowly. My young guys are starting to feel it. My seniors stepped up, and they played a great team game. The effort was there. The time spent in the weight room was starting to show off. It's starting to pay off for it. And we had young men who blocked and ran the ball. They ran hard tonight. We played a tough game tonight.
Talk a little bit about so this makes you 2-0 in district. You went out, you win the district straight out.
Yeah, we take one game at a time. We're going to look at Southampton and see what they have. Southampton played real tough last week against Parkview.
Will this win give you enough points to?
I think this win should move us up a little bit. We should pick up points. We were sitting at 7 coming to this week. We just have to look at the points and win out. It's basically in our hand.
Hard-fought game, Coach.
Oh, wow, yeah, very physical. They're going to need to ice up and get healthy, because we got to get ready for Greensville and move on.
We'll talk about if you win next week, you're 3-1 in the district. Brunswick would have stumbled in the stretch and still get a piece of the regular season title.
Well, I mean, I would say, you know, they'd have to lose twice because I mean they beat us head to head, so and they physically beat us. So if you know we would have tie records, you got to give it to the team that won head to heads. We don't control our destiny as far as the district goes, but we do have a chance at the playoffs.
He had the 13-0 lead early, and it looked like they scored the second touchdown right before the half, and came down the third quarter and scored, and then it felt like the momentum really changed.
Yeah, you know, we did jump out to a fast start, and you know that's why we gotta just look at ourselves and say, you know, one thing you get when you didn't get what you want, you get experience, okay? And we didn't get what we wanted tonight, but we got some experience. You know, there's one point in the fourth quarter of that game where we're an onside kick away from, you know, driving for a tying score. That's the most points we've given up all year. Now you got some adversity, and that really shows your character. So.
This is Mike Mosley. On behalf of Dennis Smith and the entire South Hill Enterprise News team, we hope you have enjoyed the Week 9 edition of Dragon Sports, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Boyd Chevrolet Honda of South Hill is proud to bring you Dragon Sports, a weekly recap of the defending Southside District champion Parkview Dragons, exclusively on SouthHillEnterprise.com.